Hello, epic viewers from around the multiverse. Prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today another riveting, captivating, stellar unboxing video is about to be brought to fruition. What items will I be unboxing? What items will I be opening? Without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to elicit the box. What items are encompassed inside this bulky, hefty, tangible, nifty box? Let's find out. I'm going to demystify the answer to that inquiry right here, right now, so bear with me. It'll only take me billions of picoseconds to extract the item from the box and subsequently flaunt the contents of the box in front of the camera for you to feast your glorious eyes on. Here we go. The unboxing process is about to commence. The unboxing process is officially underway. What items have I prompted? What items have I extracted from the box? What items have I drawn forth? Let's find out. Alrighty, so apparently we have a plethora of action figures obscured by wrappings. Off the get-go, we have the one and only illustrious, revered, renowned, divine Perfect Cell in his final form. Is he abysmal? Is he egregious? Or is he a paradigm of perfection? I love Cell. This is not the quintessential version of Cell. Why do I say that? Well, he lacks finger joint articulation. He lacks double jointed elbows. He lacks double jointed knees. He even lacks joints in his elbows. He lacks a diaphragm joint. He lacks an ankle pivot. And he's dwarfed by DC Direct action figures. So even though I love his aesthetics, even though I love his sculpt, even though I love his hues and shadings and textures, he's just not up to par with the FH Figure Arts version of Cell. So I love this variant of Cell, but he's not on par with the most recently released Perfect Cell action figure. You can flap his wings. They can't really be adjusted. His articulation is finite. He seems to have roughly eight points of articulation. He can rotate his head. He could ascend and descend his appendages. He can bend his knees, and he can swivel his waist. Nonetheless, he's not perfect per se, but he's not an abysmal figurine by any means either. He's practically unscathed. He's not marred with dings, nor dents, nor scratches, nor scuffs, so he's in excellent condition. The scratches are minuscule, and they're not very conspicuous. So that's Perfect Cell. And then of course you have more figurines encompassed within the bag. You have another figurine wrapped in tissue paper. I believe this figurine is Dr. Gero. So here's Dr. Gero right in front of you. You could vicariously view him through the perspective of my camera lens. So, unlike so, he has a joint in each elbow, which renders latitude for articulation. He lacks two-fisted hands. He has an aperture between his fingers, so I guess you can say that he has apertures between his fingers. He has more than just a single aperture. He actually has apertures between all the fingers, so it looks uncanny, it looks awkward, it looks bizarre, it looks out of context. I prefer if he had two-fisted hands, or at least one hand with fingers semi-clenched together. But in spite of his shortcomings, he has tight joints. He truly emulates Dr. Gero's appearance. What else? He's practically in pristine condition. the little cap for his brain and his head are missing. So it's unfortunate that he's rendered incomplete without those corresponding accessories. However, in spite of that, he's still meritorious. He lacks peg holes in the bottom of his feet. He lacks the diaphragm joint. He seems to have 8 points, actually 9 points of articulation. He has articulation in his knee joints. His pelvis is relatively sturdy. His torso is sturdy. His body's not hollow. Not a bad figurine per se. So that's Dr. Gero. And then we go back to the bag. Alrighty, so next we have Future Trunks action figure. This is Teenage Future Trunks. And I would presume that he lacks articulation in the elbow joints. To my dismay, I was correct. But even without articulation in the elbow joints, he's still an extraordinary action figure. He has two-fisted hands. He truly captures the essence of Trunks. He looks like he's poised for battle. He's truly heroic. He's a warrior. He's valiant. He's brave. He's noble. He's admirable. And it's nice that he has articulation in the knee joints. He could ascend and descend his legs. He can pummel his adversaries to death with two-fisted hands. He can't rotate his wrists. He can't rotate his forearms. He can't rotate his biceps, but he can still flex his biceps. The arms can be moved outwards and inwards. The head can be rotated. The armor is permanently attached. So, not a bad figurine. I love this appearance. He truly looks like he's a Saiyan warrior, and he's the heir of the throne. Well, at least he would be if Planet Vegeta wasn't decimated by Frieza, and if Vegeta passed away. But I guess there's no throne to rule anymore, so he just strives to live a peaceful life. But his expectations can't always be fulfilled, so he has to embrace the life of a warrior in order to safeguard individuals he loves, and in order to ward off evil, so he can fend off evil and keep everyone safe. So I love Future Trunks. The GT version of Trunks is not as appealing to me. Alrighty, so next we have Majin, or Margin. I believe it's Majin. Who knows? Let me just briefly look it up. I'm discombobulated. I believe it's Majin. That's how it's pronounced. Who knows? I need to stop honing in on semantics. So here we have Majin Vegeta. This is Vegeta possessed by Babidi. He has ill intentions. He's sadistic and malicious and malign and belligerent and imbued with rage. He's able to pummel Kakarot, but of course Goku is holding back and suppressing his power, so Vegeta never feels a true brunt of Goku's attacks, because Goku is just toying with him. Nonetheless, he's still an incredible figurine. I would have preferred if the wrist could be turned. I would have preferred if he had finger joint articulation. I would have preferred if he had two peg holes embedded in the bottom of his feet. I would have preferred if his knees and elbows were double jointed to render more latitude for articulation. Unfortunately, he lacks any joints in his elbows. He only has 3 points of articulation above his waist, so it is unfortunate. His head is relegated to a ball joint, it seems. His thick neck, his dense neck, encumbers his head articulation. If the neck were thinner, then he'd probably have a bit more articulation in his head, but it doesn't really matter. So here's Majin Vegeta. He emulates his, this figurine emulates Vegeta's anime appearance. He has this sinister, corrupt, menacing, diabolical look to him, and it just truly captures Vegeta. So that is the first part of the Dragon Ball Z action figure lot. These figurines were churned out by Irwin Toys amid the early 21st century, or amid the late 20th century. I mean, these figurines seem to be released during the early 21st century, but some of the figurines churned out by Irwin Toys were released in the 1990s, so these four, I believe, were released post the year 2000, but you could verify that for yourself. So, I'm gratified. I mean, I paid under $4 per figurine, so I should desist from complaining, and I can't really complain because I'm an avid devout Dragon Ball Z fan and I love action figures, so I managed to strike a decent deal, and I'm satisfied thus far. I'm content with my purchase and decision thus far. I have no major qualms about it. So what I'm going to do is unbox the remainder of the lot in a subsequent video. There actually may be 2 more videos that showcase my unboxing of the Irwin Toys Dragon Ball the action figure lot. The reason why there may be 2 as opposed to 1 is because there's a bunch of action figures left to unbox that were originally encompassed within the box. As you can see, the bag obscures many figurines, or obscures a myriad of Dragon Ball Z figurines. Well, you can't see that, but the lot is comprised of Dragon Ball Z action figures, I can assure you that. Now, of course, I have no way of verifying that until I unbox the totality of the lot, because at this point I'm just making arbitrary assumptions. I mean, I bought, I believe, 13 or 14 Dragon Ball Z action figures, and I presume that the seller sent them to me, but perhaps within the bowels of those wrappings, perhaps within the bowels of the wrappings lies non-Dragon Ball Z action figures. I mean, I doubt that reality will transpire. I doubt that situation will befall upon me, but perhaps it can. I mean, the future is enigmatic, and the future is precarious. I don't know what the seller packed in this lot. I just presume that I received what I paid for, but arbitrary assumptions are not always correct, so perhaps he sent me something else. Perhaps half of the lot is comprised of Dragon Ball Z figures, perhaps the other half is not. Perhaps there are 10 Dragon Ball Z figures and 3 or 4 non-Dragon Ball Z figures. I mean, who the shell knows? Anything can transpire, so just be wary, be vigilant, be cautious, be prudent, and be mindful. I just wanted to lie them on the mattress. I just love the attire that these figurines are adorning. They truly look poised for battle, and I love Irwin Toys. It's unfortunate that they're defunct, but it is what it is. I guess they couldn't sustain their overhead costs, and maybe they were incurring net losses. So who the show knows what transpired in their context, or in their, or who knows what transpired with Irwin Toys, but I guess you could say who knows what transpired for Irwin Toys rather than with. Sorry, just wanted to revamp the diction, but I hope that you found this video to be insightful and enthralling. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.